I know a lot of people are always like, well, you need to support your local people, you need to support the local businesses, buy black, but it's like, are we just doing it and enabling bad business behavior, or are we actually trying to get them to rise to the occasion? And us as general, even me as a business owner, I know when I'm slacking and I'm like, I could be doing better. Are we trying to hold people accountable and being like, yo, bring the best business service that you can for your customers? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where we're all about value adding content for you to live an authentic and fulfilled life. We are back with another episode of KBs Chai, and today is a topic that hits close to home. I think it's something that just, if you've been in the business world, wherever you've lived wherever you live around the world, you've dealt with this before, and we're still currently dealing with this here in Africa. It's driving me nuts. It's not just Africa. I know Asia, it's the same issue. Europe, even North America. But as we progress more and more, the world gets a tad bit more capitalistic. I know people hate that word, but it's the reality we live in. It improves slowly by slowly. So we're gonna talk about this whole thing of support my business, DM for price, all of that. Honestly, it's just not a good way to do business. And there's a couple of points as to why, particularly here, it's just a lot that we'll get right into. All right, so I don't care where you live on the continent. I just feel like you've experienced this on a daily basis. And I do truly mean daily. When you start a business, and as someone who started her very first business over a decade ago, you do realize that very quickly, by the way, it's not sustainable, this is point number one, to think that you're going to rely on family and friends only. Who says your product is something that they technically want? It's great if it works for many people, but it doesn't necessarily mean it works for everyone. There is nothing that I know of, or actually, let me restate that. There are very few things that I know of that across the board, all human beings generally need. Of course, there's the basic needs that humans have, shelter, food, etc. But within that, we all have different preferences, and your business cannot cater to absolutely everything. So to assume that your family and friends are going to be your number one first customers is crazy. It's beautiful, and as family and friends, of course, we should be the ones to support other people's businesses, but that can't be your marketing plan. Ever, ever, ever. It's beautiful if they do, and it's okay if they don't. It's okay if they just spread your business by word of mouth and may not be willing to purchase, because who knows, just maybe it's not something that they need, maybe it's not something that they want, whatever it may be. But I think it's so funny. When I first moved here, now this isn't related to family and friends, but it's to the whole support my business concept, and just assuming because we're all in the same playing field, I'm gonna buy something that's just gonna sit in my house I don't ever need. So when I first moved here, I remember trying to find beauty products. So now this was in COVID, so many things were closed, and I didn't even know anything. I knew my neighborhood and the places I kind of frequented when I'd come and visit, but also the thing about Africa, it's changing so fast, it's so quick paced. So you'll find a business today, maybe it's gone tomorrow, maybe it's moved somewhere else, you just don't know. So I'd always try and find beauty products that I was used to buying abroad. So with that being said, of course, the typical business, especially small business, doesn't work directly with L'Oreal, Maybelline, many of the Sephora brands that I shopped. I'm just thinking of random brands, but they don't work directly with them. The Ordinary, for example, that's shout out to Toronto. So with that being said, of course, they're buying directly from the consumers. So they're buying from the Walmarts, the Costco's, the Walgreens, or whatever. And then they're selling it here for a markup, which makes sense because they're a business and they need to make money. So I always found it gut-wrenching because I was like, I left Canada like a month ago. Okay, at this point it was 5 months ago. I was like, I've just run out of products. Like, I had every intention of re-upping there. I don't want to pay 3 times, 4 times the price. Sometimes, well, usually it's twice, but you never know. People just make up prices. Of the value of the set already marked up product, because they're not selling it to you at cost. They're not selling it to you at wholesale when you're going to Walmart and these places. They're selling it to you because they're making a profit. So they've made their profit. Then someone else wants to make a profit off me too. I was like, this is not sustainable. So I'd always be DMing all these people in COVID, we had so much time. So I'd be DMing. They're like, oh, I remember looking for OPI nail polish. OPI standard is $9.99. Sometimes if you go to some, like a Walgreens or like a Target, it'll be like $12.99, but never more than that. They'll be telling you $150K. I'm like, almost $50 for OPI. I was like, no. So I had time. I'd be responding and I'm like, I'm just out of curiosity wondering why. So many times I'd ask why. And obviously I knew the answer, but it was just frustrating because I was like, this is highway robbery. So now obviously it's been over 4 years. I've learned how to shop. I have my places I go to here. I also know what to re-up on when I travel abroad. And when I do, I'll buy like 2 years worth of stuff and stock. Like I have a storage room that's just a lot of things. It looks like a store at this point, but it's just for me and my things that I need if I ever run out. But yeah, I just kept seeing the same statement of support my business, support my whatever. And to me, I think that by the time you want to say that, make the system or make the sales process so pristine that I don't even think about it. I don't even care. I'll pay double because I'm like, what? Like the service is amazing. Delivery's instant. I get a response within 2 minutes. It comes with a cute little extra gift because you thought of me. You know what I mean? Like think of customer service on a bigger scale. Anyway, that's a topic for another day. But my one point was the whole support my business bit. It's just not a sustainable marketing plan. So I wanted to throw for the first point, the two things of support my business and DM for price. They're just not sustainable business plans. If your marketing plan consists of just having a cheaper price and that's how you're gonna get customers, that actually does not make any sense. It's been proven time and time again. It's just not enough to keep people coming. You can get repeat customers, and then all it takes is for someone else to do the exact same thing you're doing and put the price lower, and there goes your customers. Like, what value are you adding? What value addition are you giving? Like, that is part of a business plan. Identifying what makes you stand out and growing that. So I feel like that's just something that every day. But anyway, I've said this before in so many videos. Once you create your ecosystem and you know where to shop, where to go, what to do, and you just don't break that cycle and hope that those people stay in business and keep supporting them because they're killing it, you're pretty good. So the third thing I want to mention in this video is the fact that nowadays we really do live in a world of transparency and oversharing. We literally, whatever you need, whatever you are looking for, about whether it's a person, a business, a thing, whatever. It's like information overload. There's just so much. So when someone tells you to DM for price, you're ready. The level of transparency isn't there. You're losing so many customers. Because anyone tells me that, I'm never DMing. I'm like, there's someone else who will have the product. And by the time I have to DM for price, you're probably not getting it. And it's not about just buying the product. It's the experience. Literally, I think that's what most people learn within marketing. It's what experience are you selling? What service are you providing that's easier for someone? So it's value addition so that you get repeat customers. I feel like it's something that we just, for some reason, don't value, and it's not an us thing. It's just where we are at in time in terms of, like a capitalistic society was realized a lot of these things way before, years before, decades before. It took some time to adapt. The bigger companies adapted. They started to perform better, which gave the smaller companies some proof of concept and that it works. Therefore, they fall in line in the bandwagon. We haven't gotten through all of those processes yet, so we're still like working there. But I love to see particular businesses that kill it in that. Like, you don't go, I've said this so many times, like the ease it is in the sales funnel from point A of a customer discovering your brand to point B, getting their money in your pocket, is so short with big brands because they've solved something very quickly. They make it super easy and super short. The sales funnel is super, super short. So when you go to I always use this example. You go to Mr. Price, they're not telling you DM for price. They're not telling you all of that. The transparency is there. The price is there. The product is there. What you see is what you get. What you ordered, versus what you got. It's very clear. And I just feel like adopting that early as a small business is so necessary. I do know that we don't have as much of this knowledge out there, but I don't think it's something that you just learn in school as much as you go to university. I went to university, I studied marketing, and I didn't care for marketing class. I did finance and economics. I had to do marketing before you streamlined, and I was like, I think I was so bored because to me, I was like, this is mainly common knowledge, but you learned a lot of little things like SWOT analysis and this and that, like certain things where, to be honest with you, you can Google and you learn along the way, and it's a lot of trial and error for small businesses. But no matter where you live in the world, these are things that you learn along the way as you grow, as trial and error. You're in the trenches trying to figure it out. But transparency, one thing I've learned, is now the biggest thing right now. And asking anybody to literally forcing your customers and clients to do the work for you is insane. Do so much of the work for them that literally they DM you or whatever, they message you, they inquire about the product, and the product is there. That's how simple and quick it should be. That point A to point B should be so short, and we're really trying to get there. I know I do see it. I do see the passion. I do see it all the time. And even for me too, I fail too in trying to get to that point, but I think it's so important. So basically, support my business and DM for price needs to die. It needed to die years ago. It needed to die last year, and it needs to die now. Like now. I know a lot of people are always like, well, you need to support your local people. You need to support the local businesses. Buy black, But it's like, are we just doing it and enabling bad business behavior, or are we actually trying to get them to rise to the occasion? And us as general, even me as a business owner, I fall in I know when I'm slacking and I'm like, I could be doing better. Are we trying to hold people accountable and being like, yo, bring the best business performances and service that you can for your customers versus, oh, it's just because we want to support them. It's black, it's a female company, let's support. But we're enabling bad behavior. Anyway, that was my little rant for the week. As a business owner and as someone I do support a lot of business owners. I have a whole folder of 400 businesses in Uganda in my Instagram just because I'm like, oh, cool. This is a cute thing. This is a fun thing. We don't have very many big businesses and I wouldn't want to support them anyway. I've been a small business owner and now I want to stop using the word small business owner because then you get stuck in those categories. The power of the tongue. But I've been a business owner for so long, so I do like to buy and see what people are doing, support them by buying their stuff. But if you make the process hard, I don't care. I will not shop you, and I don't mind if you don't shop me either. It's okay. It's okay, and I do appreciate constructive criticism. I do appreciate feedback, but that's another topic for another day as well. But yeah. Comment below what you guys think in terms of your experiences in the diaspora, if you've shopped there, if you've dealt with businesses and services there, or by Africans, of course, because we're an African-centric channel. And then ones where you've shopped here in Africa, on the continent, and how your experiences were in regards to that. I think we just need to all know we're cutting it. It's 2024. No more support my business. No more begging people to come and shop. Make it easy for me to part with my money, to give it to you, and to come back on a regular basis. Anyway, like always, please do remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification button, and I'll check you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.